the divine plan for human life. Good day to you, our brethren, dear Lightworkers, starseeds. We are so very proud of you. You have braved the slings and arrows of your planet Earth experience. You volunteered to come to Earth to help humanity rise from its programmed subservience, and you have succeeded in your mission. For mankind is well on the way to the great revealing of the truth of his entrainment. And what is that truth? That truth is really wonderful to contemplate. Mankind is divine. That is the truth. Mankind is everlasting. Hard to believe, hard to comprehend, given the negative, denigrating conditioning that we have been subjected to. Human life can be divided into 3 phases. First, the baby, innocent, happy, gurgling, content, and ready to explore the new and exciting world into which it was born. And its parents, teachers, government, and societal teachings are all set up and ready to condition that baby into negative thoughts about itself. All of the young one's caretakers have been taught to think of themselves as insignificant, unimportant beings who really are not good enough to inhabit this human realm. The guilt is taken off the joy of life by the teachings of the adults that surround the child. Parents and teachers mean well. They want the best for the child, and they think that the best is to disillusion them about this earthly experience. They themselves were so conditioned, and they pass on the painful thoughts and ideas that they were programmed with. It is best, they say, not to hope for too much, or you will be disappointed and disillusioned. If you don't hope for more, you will be safer. Don't put yourself out on a limb. Don't go for what you want. It's a dangerous world out there. Stay safe. Stay in your designated place in this world. Don't attempt to better yourself. And we humans don't care for our peers to think well of themselves. Our egos don't want our family or friends to be superior to us. So we are quick to point out our children's faults. We emphasize the negative and frequently ignore the wonderful qualities of our young ones. And this is the message that the happy and spontaneous, wide-eyed, eager to learn and love baby receives. She is disillusioned from his eager anticipation of life and joins with the depressing and resentful group mentality of his familial and cultural group. And she does not think well of himself, for he has been so put down and constantly told off. Now to phase 2 of human life. This is the entrainment phase. Here the child negotiates its world according to the teaching it has received. Inevitably, this teaching consists of dysfunctional thoughts and behaviors. All cultures, all humans, are taught unloving words and phrases. Words are the magical, magnetic control mechanisms that run the planet Earth human experience. Our use of words is largely subconscious. By repetition, 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 the words we hear constantly, the phrases that are so blithely thrown at us, become our reality. Parents heard phrases over and over again from their parents, who in their turn were conditioned by their parents. And who and what were the power, the force that put in place the negative words and phrases that mankind uses? That force, that power that has controlled man's thinking and feeling for eons, has been called by many names. It is the Illuminati, the deep state, the government behind the government, the powers that be. And these are just a few of the names by which it has been called. Remember, there is nothing outside God. God is the love that powers the universe. It was God, and we, as a part of God, as a part of divine essence, that designed this planet Earth experience for us. And so, the powers that be were divinely designated to give us this negative experience. They are as cats playing with mice, as sheepdogs herding and controlling their sheep, and we are the sheep. We are the chastened and controlled mice. Yet it is all good, and as we graduate from the planet Earth schoolroom, we look back and we are grateful for the experience, for by learning in our babyhood to be unloving, to use unloving words and harsh phrases against our brethren, we feel separation and painful loneliness. Calling our brethren names, calling ourselves names, being jealous and resentful of them and angry at ourselves, teaches us that we do not want this isolation, this pain. We do not want this hurt that results from our ingrained negativity. We say to ourselves that there has to be a better way, and we start searching and striving for that way. We quiet our minds. We work on positive sayings, affirmations to remove and replace the negative thoughts and ideas that have ruled our lives. We so want to escape from the negative turmoil that has infected our mentality, and with meditation, contemplation, affirmations, journaling and prayer, we lift ourselves out of the mire of negativity in which we have been immersed. We use the same principles to ascend from our entrainment that was used to entrain us. Negative words and phrases were used to condition us into the schoolroom planet Earth experience. And so the repetition of positive, loving words and phrases over and over again to embed them in our psyche counteracts and replaces the negative words we were conditioned with. I am divine. I am the truth. I am the love. I am the light. Now to phase 3 of human life. That is to be in this world, but not of this world. To be physically here on planet Earth, but no longer to be in the dream state. The dream state of automatically leading our life by our conditioned responses. Now the effect of the words and phrases we so casually use is visible to us. We see how others flinch as we throw out the barbs and prods and pokes that we have learnt to use so carelessly. We see others' reactions to us. We see how we have caused our discomfort by our learned and automatic behavior. And slowly but surely, we relearn how to live life so that we are in accord with ourselves and our soul's desire, and loving towards our brethren. Perhaps the greatest gift of self-realization, of understanding the big picture of our human condition, of our human entrainment, is that we learn to love ourselves. We cannot love anyone else until we learn to love ourselves. And what's not to love? For we discover we are divine. How can we not love our divinity? A deep and wonderful knowing grows upon us as we ascend from our phase of conditioned negative programming to the realization of the truth of our divinity and the truth of the schoolroom planet Earth training program. This earthly life, with all its perceptively difficult and challenging experiences, is a wonderful tool the divine and we, as fragments of divine essence, have set up for ourselves. The baby comes here happy and ebullient. She is conditioned into negative and dysfunctional words, thoughts and behaviors that alienate and separate him from his peers. She, after great tribulation, breaks through to an understanding that his behavior is responsible for all the painful and turbulent relationships that he has experienced. And so, with time and much work and focus on each look and word and spoken phrase, the individual ascends from the pit of human negativity to the freedom of unconditional love and listening. Service to others becomes the emphasis. Loving oneself, one now becomes to love all of humanity, all of God's creatures, immensely and intensely. And one knows now that one is very holy. For we are all God's creatures. We humans come to planet Earth to learn greater love. By experiencing the fear of isolation and separation from each other, we realize that that is not our preference. We realize that in truth we prefer love. And so we become loving. We drop all the false teachings, the dysfunctional words we were taught, and we replace them with loving, kind, and benevolent phrases that now fall easily from our lips. From the higher vantage point of understanding, we look down with love at the world that has taught us so much. We realize that all is well on planet Earth. Everyone is exactly where they need to be, learning exactly what they need to learn. We are all in this experience together. We are all perfect sons and daughters of God, fragments of divine consciousness, and we have individuated and refined our personalities and our talents, preferences, and abilities by this planet Earth experience. What a great and grand plan the divine and we have created for ourselves. Our planet Earth entrainment is almost over. We are ascending to the love vibration, and all is well in our world. That was Aita channeling her higher self. We are blessed beings indeed.